Alright guys, welcome to episode 2 of BeatTalk. I'm B-Mike, I'm here with my co-host Tuna. And we got a special guest today all the way from the UK, Artan. Good to meet you finally, brother.
Come on, bro, likewise. Thank you for having me, bro. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, man. So, we've actually known each other a while, a couple years now, but we've never actually linked up in person.
We're just a little bit far away, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously I've been a fan of your music for a minute now, and I just thought it'd be dope because it seems like you're making movement out here in Bangkok, and Tuna's also based out here, and I'd be like, damn, it'd be dope if you all link up and possibly get you on as a guest on our podcast. And yeah, so welcome.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me.
How you feeling?
Good, bro. I'm good. I'm obviously Bangkok living. I've never I'm Asian, so I'm half Singaporean, and I'd never lived in Asia. I'd never been to Asia, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed that music has allowed me to like actually get here. You know, like and this for me, like even though there's peaks and troughs of music careers, there's certain things that like I would have never been able to do if it wasn't for music. So like this has been, honestly, this last year and a half has been the best 1 to 2 years of my entire life.
Wow.
Like honestly, like, I can honestly say that. So
I can agree with
Come on, Bangkok. You know, honestly, this isn't like a Bangkok promotion podcast, but genuinely, I've never enjoyed my life as much as the last 2 years. Like,
that's amazing. That's amazing to hear. Yeah, same with him. I mean, I based myself out of Croatia because Tuna's from Croatia. I based myself out of there. I was living between there and LA. And then this guy was just like, yeah, I'm moving to Bangkok. And I'm like, bro, I moved out here for you and now you're just going to up and leave. Obviously, there was about 6 years from the time I moved till he moved. So it was, he gave me some grace.
Long distance relationship can always work.
Pretty much. It feels like us making music now literally feels like 2013 again. Because we made an album over Skype. In 2013.
First one,
Yeah.
And then first time we met was actually in London.
Yeah.
No way.
So he got a passport and like first time catching a plane to meet me in London. Because I had a layover to Croatia in the beginning of 2015. I'm like, bro, just meet me in London. Let's go there. And so that's basically a nice little intro. Also, congratulations on all the success you've had.
Thank you, bro.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
You had a record that absolutely, and you know what's crazy? Before you dropped it, I'm like, this is out of here.
Crazy.
I'm like, this is as soon as I'm going to link in, it's super, super catchy. I was like, yeah, that's out of here.
Thank you,
congratulations on that, brother.
Thank you, bro.
And I think what a great asset to have you here is, like myself, you've had experience as an independent artist and going the label route.
Yeah.
So I haven't necessarily gone like probably the full label route that you have, but I have got a lot of experience.
I've only signed one song.
Yeah.
We'll get into this.
So you signed a single.
I've signed one single.
Was that with a major label?
Yeah, major.
Yeah, see, I've actually never ever, I've been with like indie distros, but I've never actually been, I've had talks, but I've never actually, I don't have the experience of like,
I think, I mean, because I've not done like big project, I've not done like a project with a labels as such, but there's definitely positives and negatives, but like you do need to, like you have to sacrifice, like, and you have to, you got to sacrifice one thing to get another, and I'm not saying that like, you got to be a sacrificial lamb and drain your blood. But But there's a certain few things that like as a business mindset, there's like, do you want serious marketing and money in your pocket so that you're safe, versus if you're independent, it's like, do you want higher potential for return of investment but much more into like less security? And
I'd agree with that for
you're
sure.
Alone, like,
can you tell us the difference between releasing the song with a label and releasing as an independent artist?
Yeah, so really I would say that, okay, so from my experience, my experience was when I signed this song to the label, if I'm completely honest with you, this is not like the label did a good job, but we did everything. Like
everything yourself.
We did everything.
Who did you say you were with?
Universal.
Oh wow, that's the big. Yeah, okay.
Like I basically kind of like half scouted the agency. We picked like our own influencers and stuff that we were already going to use, but we now had a little bit of a budget to play with.
And how? Sorry to cut you off there. I just want to get. How did they sign you or sign the song based off just that song because they heard it? They're like, this is dope, or did they sign the song based off what they heard previously?
Yeah.
So it was just a song. So the song itself, obviously, I've been kind of like
in the circle,
in the label space, in the industry in general.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, everyone's heard of me in some capacity, but I don't think anyone's really like seen me as a hit maker. Like they see me as more of like a core fan base. He's like a like a Russ, like slow
That's literally me. I've never actually had a song blow ever. Everything with me has been brick by brick. And that's and I've been able to live off music now since between 2014 2015.
Crazy.
So I met him, quit my pizza job, I quit uni, all that, and just kind of, but I never had like, 1 month I'm making 1K, the next it's 10. It's literally been
all the time.
But like, honestly, it's the same with me. Like, and to be transparent with it, right? Like I got offered I got offered a very big deal for that song. Not gonna get super into it, but I had like the artist on there. I basically didn't take it because the other artists wanted to get signed as well, and I was like, look, all right, let's sack it off and just sign a single, 1 in, 1 out. No.
So they wanted to sign you directly.
They wanted to sign me, and that was going to be part. The single was part of the bigger deal.
Do you regret that looking back?
Only because the only reason why I regret it is just because I could have sorted out my family with a lump sum straight away, and also the artist that I basically literally kind of like, I basically just declined it for because he didn't really understand the industry and what it meant by signing me. Yeah, I did it because I genuinely was like, bro, like we're on this journey together. I think we're about to blow up together in it. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it. Like good karma's gonna come back around. But he got burnt. And we won't get into it too much. Like, anyway, I think the song itself was already doing okay before, like on TikTok, but it wasn't doing crazy. It was doing like 200 TikToks, nothing mad. But I think it was just every artist has a moment. Like you have some sort. I'm not saying you blow.
Yeah, right? Like, but you get a moment.
You have little moments in your career where like. Something is like you've done like all of this work that you've accumulated. Yeah. Right now, something is working with it, and at that time for me, I felt it was necessary for me to get the next step up was to sign the song. I don't like to say I regret signing the song because I've definitely I've benefited in so many ways. Yeah. The only way that I would have been able to do more was I would have made more money. Yeah. If I didn't sign the song.
But you know what, man? Like. You probably you don't see the opportunities you wouldn't have got.
Exactly.
Right. And when you do something for the art, like if you're good to live, like you've got enough cash flow to live, like one song, bro, you can repeat the song. Exactly. And you did your thing, and it just really kind of at least it set you up to do it again.
100%. Yeah. 100. I feel like obviously, look, I'm speaking kind of like pessimistically, like negatively about it. But like it's not the case where like, look, at one point in my life I was suicidal, bro. I was really like completely and utterly like one of my best friends killed himself. I was like working the same job as him, trying to like tell him.
Getting goosebumps right now,
bro. Like trying to convince him, like you need to find something that you enjoy in life because. And I don't know what the answer is. I'm like, I don't know what your answer is, but you need to just throw shit at the wall, throw it
and
at the
see
wall
what
and see what sticks. And for me at the time, like when he passed, I was like, bro, I was working in some city job, broke, so depressed, and I was like, I need to take my own advice because I'm literally not far off from where he's at. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, what have I basically just said to him that I need to take on board? And I was like, cool, literally throw shit at the wall. One of my friends, which is like his name's Coco. He's a big rapper in the UK. He was working at the same sales job. I was his manager. So I was like, I was a beatboxer at the time, and I'm like, oh, I'm the music guy, and he's come in or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I've seen him write in grime, and I was like, do you know what? I think this is my moment where I found something that I actually kind of enjoy. But I haven't even started yet. But I like.
What year was that?
This it was the year of Brexit, so it was like must have been like I think 2015 maybe 2016 around them times.
Cool.
And that's when I was just like, do you know what? Like I believe, and because I see people do it, I believe that you can wake up and actually like do something you should be excited. Like I've had that before in like school times where I've been like, I've got an idea and I'm excited to crack on with this idea in the morning. But since I left school, I never had that, and I never had no direction in terms of like just like what's the point in life if I actually have to go to here every day and do something I don't want to do with people that I don't want to be around.
But you're grateful for that first experience to show you what you want and what you don't want, right?
Well, you have. My biggest thing is you have to find like when people don't know what they want to do, in life, and they're so lost. Bro, you go and find out what you don't want to do. Go and actually do it. Go and find out what you don't want to do.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah. Like, so for me, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to be able to live out what I do since having the inception at 8 years old. So I've been writing like rap since I was 8. Living in South Africa, moved to Australia, and just stuck it out. Went through all the bullying of school. I was like one of the 4 or 5 black kids at the time in my school, and just stuck it out. I think, but it took a minute. I'd say from the time I was like, all right, I'm really gonna do this. It took 4 years until, and I only started getting paid because of him. So I met him, and he's living in Croatia, and he's telling me he makes 140 USD a month, and my jaw drops. I'm like, how? I'm like, what do you mean you make money every month? It just comes in. Because what I was doing, I was part-time engineering other artists, delivering pizzas, slanging features for like $20 a fee, like doing anything I can to get on. And when he showed me how to do it, it was like the world opened. I could not. My parents couldn't believe it.
It's like you're like, wait, so you're telling me that you get to do this every day, and you actually like live your life, and
exactly because up until then, I thought you had to go the label route. I didn't know you can. I'm like, because I've been talking to a big label in Australia at the time, and I was thinking it was actually Warner Brothers,
right?
And they were kind of into the A&R at the time. He was kind of interested in me, but not really. And I'm like, okay, I'll just keep dropping songs until. And I had him on Facebook. One of these days, he's gonna like the webcam video, because I didn't even have the cash to have proper music back then. So I just used to do these webcam raps and everything. And then luckily I met him, saw what he was doing. He put me on game a bit, and we became friends. Before like music, like we did meet from music, but I think you even said you were shocked that I didn't want to get off the call. So we called on Skype, and we spent 3 hours on our first.
It was literally like this, 15 minutes talking about the project, and he said, "Hey, I heard your beat. I really like this beat. I want to do something like this." And I said, "Yeah, sure." And then it was like literally 2-3 hours talking about Croatia, Europe,
girls,
Australia, everything.
And I didn't even think I mentioned music again, and I was like. He probably wasn't used to it because he was quite introverted at the time, and I'm like, we're gonna do this, and I'm going crazy at him on the computer. And my time it's getting to like 2-3 in the morning, and I had to be up for uni and all that. But it was just like a really organic meet.
Love that.
But what I wanted to segue to was when you let's say, so you sign this big song, right? How does it work with as far as the producer goes? Did he get part of the advance, or did he make off the backhand? Did he get a split? How did it work?
We actually did it evenly split. We were just like, listen, from the get-go, we're just happy to do 33, 33, 33 with everyone.
Oh, so the label gets 30, you get 30, he gets 30.
No, as in like on our side, whatever the
producer gets, he gets, and
the featured guy
gets. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
We were just like from the jump,
Yeah.
Let's
that is literally the platform we have.
Yeah.
But I'll basically explain it to you, and you just tell me if this would have suited you on your come up, if this would have been something like applicable to your circumstance. Because for me, it would have been great.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily, like I met Tuna and he believed in me. That was the main thing, is that he believed in me. He really did believe in me. Sometimes he believed in me more than I believed in myself. And he also instilled a work ethic into me. So I would say one thing that other artists don't get is majority of them don't get to meet a producer who doesn't mind not making money now. So we built this platform, and the platform is basically producers have their beats on there, artists come, they download the beat with no upfront fee, zero. They don't pay a thing, they download the beats for free, they distribute the song, they chuck it out there, see what happens, do their promo, all that. Producer gets 50%, he gets 50%, artist takes 50%, sorry, he or she takes 50%. And it's just, if it doesn't work out, cool, move on to the next song. And you can just keep doing that until something sticks, and the financial pressure of paying for unlimited licenses is gone.
No, I agree. I'll be honest, with me, for me personally as an artist, like I was saying to you guys off camera before, I've got like at least 5 to 6 tracks right now with producers that are they're genuine. They've had like like somewhat of a hit. They're not even, if I'm honest with you, massive. They're not massive. And they're trying to charge me like 3K, 5K for a beat. It's not sustainable. I understand like what a lot of producers do, and this is not me hating on producers. This is just genuinely what happens is. A lot of producers will they'll get one song that gets signed to a label. Like they get paid like a 5K fee. It might be like a decent sized artist. And then they're like, yo.
Now they want to apply that to
5K. And it's like, it doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work like that. You have to, also you need to but this is the thing, like this is, I guess what with you guys it solves is like, you have to bear in mind where artists are, like you're collaborating with an artist and you have to understand where they're at with their career. You can't charge 5K to an artist with 1,000 monthly listeners, even though you love them.
That's exactly who we're looking for.
And then do, for example, like Central C. I'll do 5K, but I'll charge 15, but I'll do 5 because I still want the credits and stuff. And it's like, bro, you're both artists and was it rap or they're both artists. Both artists, but like both artists are shooting themselves in the foot because. The problem is, and I think that as well, that a lot of producers need to remember is that like rappers and singers, whatever, they have to spend so much money.
So much.
I know, and I get it, like, because I've got a producer friend, right, and then he's always like, oh, bro, like, but you don't understand my beat packs, my computer, my laptop, and I'm like, it's a one-time, it's more of a one-time
You know what I I compare that to? It's when, when you go, they ask girls like, oh, do you, who should pay for the date, the guy or the girl? And they're like, well, I have to pay X amount on my makeup and I have to pay X amount, so he should pay. Yeah. No, I get that. And you know what's crazy? I understand exactly where they're coming from because I have spent tens of thousands on equipment, whether that's video or audio, everything, right? But the thing is, what you find is the producers, a lot of the time, who feel like they need to be in a position where they're charging an upfront bag, it's because a lot of them weren't in a position to, at the time, put time and energy into having an online presence. So I found this coming up. You have a lot of placement producers who are like big in the circle. And they don't have they don't lease their beats online. The producers who did that, who went that route, they're getting money the same way artists get money. They're getting splits. They can lease that. Like, how much have you made off the most you've made off one beat?
Of one beat, the most I made selling leases.
Everything combined.
Everything.
Because I know you'd sold leases, then you sold the exclusive afterwards. How much would you say off one beat you made?
One beat, probably like all together, maybe like close to 35.
35 bands, $35,000. You see that? You see? And the reason why is because he licensed it out. Now, majority of those licenses, I'm sure, like the artist, it didn't do much. But at the end of the day, you went. It's almost like having streams, like royalties, right?
Just another thing to add to this as well, is. So for me personally, right? As an artist, when I'm buying a beat exclusive, I'll tell you the one downside with producers, which they sell exclusive beats. I understand if you are consistently working with labels, you do need an exclusive beat, right? Because the label won't take it. However, bro, if you're an indie artist, and someone from Brazil has used the same beat as you,
it doesn't matter.
You're not gonna know.
I'll tell you what.
In the same market, you don't speak.
Here's also a thing. Here's also a thing that I always kind of feel that a lot of artists don't understand, and I think this is where BeatSplit in future will definitely be helpful. A lot of artists are scared of a legal license, right? So they want to own exclusive rights just in case. What I personally say, hey, let's be friends, let's work on this together. Whatever license it is, I'm not gonna screw you, you're not gonna screw me, we're gonna try to make it together. That's how me and him does.
But you know what the other thing is, right? This is what you mentioned before. Artists don't look at things like a business. And I've got artist friends who tell me I'm too tapped into the business side of things. And I'm like, thank goodness I'm too tapped into the, thank God I'm so tapped into because there's times where he'd have a beat already online selling leases and shit, and I'm like, yo bro, can I use that beat? He's like, yeah, go for it. Bro, if someone else, do you know how many artists out there, big artists, have the same beat? Look, J. Cole, I forgot the name of his song, and he's got a song with Bryson Tiller has a song on the same beat, Exchange. Exchange is the same beat as one of J. Cole's biggest songs.
Think about Sting. The sample.
I
know it's a sample, but like, come on now.
At the end of the day, the way I looked at it, right? Once I got to a point where it was like, okay, if I can guarantee I'm gonna do at least 50 to 100,000 streams, views, or whatever, I'm gonna recoup, right? What are the chances? And I solemnly and solidly believed in myself that if someone else is also gonna jump on the beat, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna do better on the beat than anyone else who takes this beat, so my song's gonna be better. What are the chances that I lease the same beat as another artist and their song is as big as mine? It's not, so I was sorry, just to finish what I'm saying. What I thought at the time was, because there was a time when he would be here or there and we're not in the studio together and I wanna record. So I find a beat, I lease it, $100 unlimited, and I'm like, I promise I didn't care if 10 other artists had the same beat. I did not care. I mean, look how many people drop remixes to songs.
Like I'm currently like in a process with one artist for exclusive stuff. And I went with their label and I said to their label and I said, well, can we do the splits instead? And I will like decrease the price of the exclusive. And they're like, no, we don't want splits, we want everything like exclusive. And I gave them a fair price, bigger. And but the one thing that I did mention in the agreement that I always do whenever, if I sell exclusive, is I always mention that anything that was sold before this day cannot be copyrighted.
Agreed.
Cannot be
completely agreed.
Because I think this is something that everyone, because for example, what you can do is like buy unlimited, right? And then somebody sell exclusive and then somebody come and take down his song.
I agree.
So I always protect my
the people who had
I think at the end of the day, I think selling exclusive, I don't think there's anything better or worse, as in like getting a split or getting exclusive, bro, it's totally up to you. Like, no problem at all. If you want to do exclusive, and you want,
but I think the people who want to do exclusives, they're in a position to.
This is my point. So my point is that, for example, for me right now, right, like I would rather. It's just me personally.
Yeah.
I'm in a position where I just want to get out loads of music.
Yeah.
So in order for me to get out 10 songs, let's just say I buy 10 beats, yeah? Let's just say they're YouTube beats. Let's say I'm buying exclusive for $250, let's say, which is not that much, right?
Can you find beats exclusively for $250?
No, I'm saying that's
oh, okay. Hypothetically, on the low end too, yeah.
So cool, 10. Oh, that's $2,500, yeah? That's still, bro, in anyone's world, that's still a fair amount of money.
Yeah.
You will now, right, in terms of the creative process from creating to releasing.
Artwork, all that.
Everything, you will second guess that release based on the fact that you now have a cost involved. So now you're going, and this is how an artist's minds think, right? I'm sure you know as well. Let's say the beat costs you, let's just say $500, yeah? Now you're like, oh, I just want to put it out next week. And then you're like, oh, but I've just spent $500. I kind of need to make sure that this does well, so I need to put some money behind this for a video.
Marketing.
Now you're like, all right, a video. So now you're like, all right, let's do a video. Oh, $1,000. You're like, okay, so now it's $1,500. All right. Then you go, cool. So what we'll maybe do as well, artwork. Let's call it all in. You're like $2,000. Yeah. As soon as you calculate it all, you're going, do you know what? Let me make like a banger, because I like this song, but like, it's a bit. I don't know, like let me just make some more music, and when a label comes in, I'll give them that one because that's the hit. That's everyone. My friends tell me it's the radio song, like, you know, or whatever. So then you just put it off. Whereas I think if you have splits with artists, you are able to have a bit more creative freedom. And to be honest with you, if your song does do well and you start regretting it and going, I wish I just bought that exclusive product, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's a good problem.
You like that, and that's the thing in music, is that you need to have good problems to have. Like,
sorry, like I remember I watched an interview from Juice WRLD when he had the lawsuit with
the Sting.
And he said, I'm grateful. He said,
that's a good problem.
This song did everything for me. Like, I don't care that he took everything. That shit put him on a map.
Exactly. Every artist right here that has had a moment where a song does something, celebrating by yourself is so lame. Imagine you built something with someone else and now you get to celebrate. You're like, bro, we did $1 million in a month off one song. We did we did X, Y, Z, and that moment is so amazing.
I agree, but even so more than that though, like this is more than that, in terms of like, I'm being like more like, I guess, a bit more cynical in the sense of like, cool, you split it, like, why don't I? But like someone would probably listen to this and go, yeah, but bro, if I bought it for $250, I'm making double the money, right? But the but on this that I would say is that, and I've been there, is you buy a beat from a producer, let's call it 1K, you buy a beat, right? Exclusive, song does quite well. You're like, sick, me and this producer have got something going here. Yo, can we do something else? Yeah, say no more. It's like, my price has gone up a bit, it's 2K. Then you're like, bro, now you're doing business with this producer
that you're trying to have a vibe with.
You're trying to just be like, yo, aren't we a great partnership? But now you're like, and every artist, like, I know every artist, like, if you've done okay in music, you would have gone through this where you're now going, bro, are you trying to just like get a one up on me here? Like, just because and as an artist as well, you might have made like 250k streams, it's not like an insane amount.
No, that's not.
It's not.
If you own 100% of the master, 250k is $1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not much.
So, but then the producer might be like, 250,000 streams. All right, like, I only charged him $500. He's on like $1,000. Fuck. All right, I'm gonna charge you a bit more. And it's like, no. Listen, my honest opinion on it is like, listen, like you said, like, split things, share the success, but build on a journey together. And tying in with what you guys are saying as well is that, like, in this day and age, as a business model, high volume and lower cost is the best bit. Like, whether you do subscription services, whether you do, even if whether you do like educational services, whatever. The days of like buying a 30 grand course for something over. It's
who's now, spending 30 grand on a course?
Accessibility is everything. Right? And if you can if you believe that you have a good product, if you believe you make good beats, and you genuinely do, then my opinion is either it's two things: either know your worth And if you want to go down the label route, not even label route, selling exclusives or label. Problem. You want to get in sessions with artists, no problem. But accept that you're going to have about 90% of those sessions that you do have. 90% won't come out. And that you have to leave those beats with that artist. Or go down a volume route where it's like, I know my work. I do make great beats. Let me try and push this out to the masses. And like, you know what? It's free reign. If it gets to a point where, let's say fucking, I don't know, Wiz Khalifa here's one of your beats and is like, yo, I want you to make an exclusive, go and do that. But like for the my opinion is just, and genuinely like, I'm not sponsored, by the way. But genuinely, like, I'm a strong believer that if you build with someone from a business standpoint and a musical standpoint, it makes everything a lot easier. And I will go even as far. This is, and I don't know. I think a lot of producers will hate me saying this if I'm honest with you, though. But even down to like, bro, if you have a project with an artist that you believe in as well, bro, why don't you split the costs?
Bro, we did that on our very first. We actually the project didn't come out. The songs are done, but we split the costs. We split everything.
Why not? Why would you not? Like, because a lot of producers are like, for example, like I might be 50-50 with someone on a beats, and I might be like, all right, cool. Look, I'm about to put like a lot of like, I'm gonna put like I was working 9 to 5 I was about to say the money that I earned after rent and stuff, bro. I was just going into overdraft, taking out loans and shit. Just to get out music, pay for videos. I was doing, bro, I'm gonna do a video a month. I did it for like 3 years, a video every month. And I was like, I wanted to do a project, but I was like, guys, in order for me to continue this with the producer, I was like, would you give me a little buffer where like, at least the first like 1K or something like of this 50%, like, can I keep I'm reinvesting it in our own songs, innit? So can I? He was like, nah, like, and I'm like, but so what my point is with that is that I think invest, like, do splits, but like if you genuinely really believe, like, producers have to be A&Rs, and sometimes they have to be managers. Like, if you believe in an artist, that you are tied in with, like you said, like he was motivating you and stuff, like, bro, you sometimes be like, do you know what? Like, I get the vision. You're not just taking it to go just spend at the club or buy some new drip. Like, this is benefiting me. You're promoting our project, so why not? You know, like, why not? And I think that, but you can only do that. You can literally only do that if you are in partnership.
The platform BeatSplit, right, literally is perfect for situations like this, because as you said, artists aren't thinking about the business side of things. You know, they're like, oh, relationships. But the thing is, it's literally made so that it caters to everyone on the business side of things, right? It's literally zero up front and you split everything 50-50 down the middle. Now, in saying that, obviously it's not an exclusive, right? Because that would be way too much of a big investment on the producer side. I would just like to say to any like upcoming artists right now, don't worry about how professional you look. Do you know how many views? I'd probably say close to 50-60 million were recorded on my iPhone. And we're living in an age where people are relating more to organic, right? And you know who's the biggest testament to that? Justin Bieber. Look how he came up. Look at his YouTube videos. They look like recorded on a toaster. It's like, you don't need crazy. One of my biggest songs has like maybe 70 million combined, and it sounds so bad. The quality is so, but it didn't matter. And this is where it goes to saying, like, I tell artists, like, think of being a mini IKEA. Own your means of operation, and like you said, you want to keep your expenses low. The way to make money in music is high output, low overheads. So the way you have low overheads is by not worrying about the outcome, and the only way you don't worry about the outcome is by not worrying about how crazy the quality is when you're putting out a lot of music at a low cost.
Yeah, but I think I said this way back in the days about XXX Tentacion.
Yeah.
When he came, he would like not have great mixes, but the songs.
Yeah. And how bad was the distortion on his music? He's like, yo, it's like he was screaming at the mic. The producer wants to put the game down, and he was like, leave it.
Yeah. And that's how it goes. When people don't.
And I play him by XXX. What's the name of the Revenge?
Revenge.
Was it Garrett's Revenge? Something like that. I dug 2 graves for us, my dear. I play him that, the most simple acoustic. He's like, the beat. I don't know if he was moved necessarily by the production, but he just as an overall, this song is crazy.
No, but bro, X for me honestly, I'd say my top 2 artists in ever.
Yeah, but
ever.
The mix on that song was pretty average, but you loved it. And then you got inspired. I come over next day and you're like, oh, I made an XXX type beat. Put it up. That beat goes bananas. He makes another 10 of them.
Can you turn the headphones down? And my mic is a little bit loud. Like, no, exactly.
Yeah. Nah, but like, we started putting distortion on everything. There was a point I'm like, yo, we don't know what we need. I'm like, distortion. Yo, we just started. You know what's the crazy thing? We saw the other day on Instagram, there's this producer, he's coming. Here's a crazy combination that's gonna change your vocal mix and no one knows blah 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 blah. And he adds 2 different compressors from UAD. I'm like, bro, weren't we doing this in 2017? And it's like, and we didn't realize we're doing this. We didn't even think to like, yo, let's put this online and sell courses. We sit in the studio, we're like, try this. Sounds terrible. Try that.
Do you know Life?
Oh, Life. Yeah, he's an Australian artist.
He's got like, he puts just a splitter on. He
Yeah.
just puts the splitter on his vocals like super wide.
Super wide.
And it's sick.
It's so sick, yeah. But you know what's crazy? So I look at everything from the business side of things. He doesn't have a producer. He's the producer. He's the engineer, right? So his manager probably takes the 20%, and I start doing the numbers. Bro, do you know how much money this guy is making? No one knows. I know. I look at the numbers and I'm like, this is crazy. He has no splits. I'm just quantifying. I'm like, he's like, I'm holding out for the G63. I'm like, bro, you could have bought 5 of them shits of one song. What do you mean?
Here is where the very interesting things come. What this say? He is 1 in 5 billion. One.
Yeah, he's a Ross.
And here is the interesting thing. I don't know if you check the Spotify released
Radar.
Yeah. It was 90% of artists on Spotify make them less than 1,000 per year. Right? 90%.
Yeah.
Basically 10% are making more than 1,000. And then you have 0.0001 like this guy.
Yeah.
I think it's a massive, honestly, like my opinion in general in the music industry too is, and this is just more so to like, I guess both artists and stuff is like, look, the music game, is a very hard game to make money out of. If you are shooting for and I hate to say this because I'm someone who shoots for the stars. I want to be the biggest artist. I want to be successful. I want all these things. You should.
Everyone wants to retire their mum, all that.
But you should, like, absolutely shoot for the stars. However, what I would say is that from a business standpoint, like, you actually need to, in order for you to get there, you need to survive. Like, the survival in music, whilst you're growing, is really important.
Like especially if you got a day job and then you're exhausted. You're tired.
Life can hit you hard. You might crash your car. Like literally, you might crash your car. Next thing you know, you owe 10,000 or something. You might get ill, whatever it may be. You don't know what life throws. And as you get older, most artists, I'm just gonna say the majority of artists anyway, probably start between 16 and 21. So you're then 20 to 30. You might have a kid. You might want to move out, whatever. But in order to sustain that dream, you're like, it might take you 4, 6, 7 years before you start actually getting momentum. But to get to that point, you need to have a foundation that is sustainable and also quality, where if you build your brand, like and I'll go on to the state of where I've seen the industry in a second, but
Yeah.
if you build your brand to a point where you're super clean cut, drippy, you're like that, you have to maintain
You
that.
have to maintain
You've
all
got,
that,
like,
bro.
the second you go back, you're now starting an entirely new career that people are probably not going to buy into because you're not that person.
Yeah.
So,
But I know where, from my experience, I know where most of artists struggle in this sense. And you wouldn't believe how many times I get an email, bro, I don't have money, but I'm about to blow up.
Yeah.
Give me 3 beats, I'm about to blow up. Every single artist thinks he is gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Every single
Sounds like me in 2012. Yo, I was delusional. I was delusional in 2012.
Here's where the problem comes, right? It's not the problem that they think they're gonna blow up. I think that's great. I think you need to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
But where the problem comes is when they get rejected by a producer or fans or people don't listen to their music, they quit.
Yeah, they get discouraged.
but that's where it comes down to, though, and this is something even with myself is, it's just about sustainability. Every artist, bro. Obviously, look, you have to enter the game, and you have to treat music really and truly. This is a creative space that if you make a buck out of it, amazing, right? But nobody does that, and I'm the same. Like, I don't want to just do music as a side hobby. Like, I want to fucking be sick at music. I want to be known, right? But you have to get to a point where it's like, bro, the business can run. And the majority of people that I know, that I know some talented artists, right, that have never released one song. They're playing me this one, like even some of the Mandem, they'll play me a tune, they're like, yo, this is hard. And I'm like, bro, drop it. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna drop it. Bro, like a year goes by, they're like, yo, I think I'm gonna drop the single. Another 6 months goes by, I think I'm gonna drop it.
The song gets outdated.
They put like 2-3K into it. They're like, yeah, cool, this one song, I bought the beat exclusive as well now. You know what I'm saying? I paid the videographer, bro, it's like a bad boy videographer, 2K. It comes out, doesn't do that great, and they're like, the music thing's just
You
not
see,
really
that's the thing.
It's not sustainable.
So the thing is, and I say this all the time, stop worrying about looking established. You're not being real. You're not being real. If you are so worried about being established, what takes a label a month to put together is going to take you 3 years. And all your energy, all your money is going to get sucked into it.
What I would say is, sorry to cut you off, but it's very, because I also struggle with this, It's ego. But look what happens when, this is, and a good example of this though, is when you see an artist online, they've done a crazy like live song that you're like, it's going viral now, they've done this live singing or something, 3 weeks later, the song's coming out, this massive glossy campaign, they're in a music video with 20 girls, they've recorded it in live studio, the mix is sounding crisp, and you're like, oh, that's shit. You're like, but every time, bro, I see it all the time. I see people go from a raw artist that is like, everyone's backing you, it's like, oh my god, I love it, like, you're in your yard, like in some crappy bedroom, and you're
it's
raw,
organic.
They get signed, and then they go, all right, now I've been signed, it's important for me to get high quality, but high quality is not
necessarily audible.
I think it's more like there is there is beauty in imperfection, and what I always say, this is my personal opinion, is and I always teach this to people, is your biggest insecurity will always be your biggest USP.
And I heard your song Fallen. And I resonated, and I followed you back, and I was like, this song is so dope. And I could hear like the quality wasn't like recording $1 million studio.
I mixed that myself.
Bro, and it was, and you know what's crazy? I love She's a 10, it sounds, sonically, it's dope, but Fallen, I'm falling, and you do that thing with your voice, I was like, this is so sick, and I still play that song, and I also love Why Am I High, but Fallen to me is so relatable, and I think you had a sold out show in London, and the whole crowd, singing that song, because you know, that they made...
That's a dream come true.
And you know what's crazy? They may you may blow up, get mass numbers for She's a 10, but people are coming to shows for Falling because they're the fans that I got this lyric tattooed on me. I got this. You saved my life because of love. And I don't know about you, right? But when you meet someone and they're saying that what you conceptualize and conceptualize in your head is a reason that they kept going, you're like, what? What do you mean? Like, how is that? So the thing for me is, and I say this all the time, is I barely remember writing songs. It feels like I'm a vessel and the music writes itself all the time. And I've actually just worked that way. So one thing about me is I can't record in studios. Never made a song in a studio, ever.
Never.
Really?
Ever.
Interesting.
I can't do booths.
You know what we do? We book studio, he sit in front, he put his microphone in there.
In the control room. Right. Because
I do prefer that. I do prefer that.
So the thing is, right, I've always been my own engineer. From the not mixing. 2017 he started mixing my shit, but before that I mixed everything. I got so used to recording myself in my bedroom that I hit space bar. It's like this. It's like this. Again. I'm so quick. Here's the mic. Bad take. Again.
Yeah. So in terms of like, I guess this is the topic, is like being too glossy or being too perfect. I had a manager who, so he owned the most exclusive club in London. When I tell you Drake goes there. Drake. You name it, they go there. Like hands down. They got a studio in there, bro. The producers, I was with honestly, they're like some of the best producers in the UK right now. Shout out for the Elements. But like the studio itself was too perfect for me. Like, I would go in there and I'd be like, bro, I'm genuinely nervous. Like halfway through the song, I'm looking around. I'm like,
it's intimidating.
Is everyone feeling it? Is everyone feeling it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if people are feeling it. People aren't really. I'm looking for that. I'm looking through, like they've got a massive gloss. Literally like this massive glass thing, and I'm like standing there whilst I'm recording. I'm doing the lyrics in the corner of my eye. I'm looking at people. They're all chatting together, and I'm like, no one's feeling it. And I'm like, bro, it's better if I'm just on my one.
It's the vibe.
In just going.
I don't even.
You know what I mean?
The thing is, for me, I've never recorded a song with 5-6 people in the room. You know, people are used to that.
I know. I'll start. Do you know what though?
I can't do it.
Do you know what though? For me, okay, so this is a bit off topic, but it's maybe something I want to mention as well. Is like, so in my career, with the Falling period and stuff, right? That was my XXXTentacion period, right? Where I was like, really, I loved making deep music. It was what I felt. It was what was important to me, and it was like saving my own life and helping a lot of other people. The only issue that I found with making that music, which is why, for example, I made She's a 10, is I felt that I was speaking too many negatives into existence.
I have the same thing.
And you have to be very careful. Like when you're in the studio constantly doing the same line over and over again, talking about how basically like how, even though you're letting out, and it's good to release, like, you know, like for me, I release a lot of my pain into the mic. If you are going to the studio every time and you're talking about how ungrateful essentially your situation is, like you are for your situation, or you know, like your anxieties and your stuff. You can't be progressive. And I started to change my aspect where I was like, look, I'm making sad songs, which is great for some people. I'm not blowing up, but like I'm touching people. Why for that? But like, I'm touching everyone. Everyone's saying that I'm touching them, right? but then I just was like, I need to like make some music that I enjoy. Making
and this is the thing,
and it's
right?
all about balance.
I'll tell you a funny thing, and this is where the problem I have. I got friends who can disconnect from comments that people make online, strangers. I still struggle with that. So anyways, I work my whole career working hard, freaking eating baked beans on toast, traveling all over with the shittiest airlines, with the worst flights imagined to save money, blah, 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 going to LA, sleeping with the cockroaches, blah, 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 blah. And saving up, by the way, I didn't even buy a car until I bought a property because I was so afraid of things not working out, and now I've wasted my money. And I was, so what happened was, I get the property, things start going good. And I buy my dream car. So I buy my Range Rover. I put it, I don't even try flash stuff because I'm aware that, you know, at the end of the day, the music that I really enjoy making, it's not for that. But anyways, so I put up a photo of me in front of my car. Someone writes, guess he cured his anxiety. It's like, what? What? How does, he has a nice car, anxiety got, it's like, what the, how does that even compute? And then at first I'm like, what an idiot. And the whole day I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, this motherfucker, it's like, how dare you? First and foremost, you've never even gone through people who say things like that. They make these comments because they feel better about not trying.
Yes, but this to go back into what I was saying though with that though is that I felt that I was becoming that with making so much sad music all the time. I felt like I was resentful of other. Like I started feeling like I'm looking at someone, an artist, and going, I know I can do. It went from I'm inspired by you to, bro, aren't I? Like,
I should
be there, and then I'm making another sad song. I'm making another sad song about me not being where I want to be, and then I'm listening to the song thinking it's great, release it. People are saying it's great, but my numbers aren't there, and then it's another cycle of I still don't get what I deserve, and it just
perpetuates.
Now I'm hating the world, I'm hating life again, and I'm like, but you were supposed to do music because you enjoyed it. And now you've created a new problem. You've created
So now I'm like, this is nice. This is not like a therapy session.
Honestly, but this is the way I see a lot of my life. And
I agree with you, brother.
I got to that point where I was like, all right, okay, so I am in a cycle right now of making sad songs, and I'm still unhappy, but I'm like, when I blow up, I'll be happy. And then I thought, all right, cool. I need to reevaluate what I'm doing, and not from a if I change this song, I think it'll blow up. It was more so of like, I actually got comfortable making sad songs. It's the only thing that I knew I thought people like it. My biggest song was Falling in Why Am I High. People like my stoner weed, deep, sad songs. So I need to just continue making them.
And then for YouTube, for me. If you make XXXTentacion type beat, now you have to do it all the time.
And you know what I don't like about that? Now your fans don't realize that sometimes they box their favorite artists in. And what happened was, I put out a song once, years ago. It was really commercial sounding. Oh, you're changing. You're getting a little success. And I was like, so I took the song down. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put the song out a year from now, and I'm gonna slowly migrate my sound. So I do that. Song comes out, everyone loves it. The exact same audio. And it's just like, and I did it to test myself. Am I the problem, or am I having a problem with who I'm reaching?
But this circles back though, and again, I hate because it sounds like this is like I'm doing a promo here, but it's not. But like you were saying about like your overheads, you can't make those decisions unless you have low overheads. If I have one big song, let's just say Falling, let's take it back to my situation then, right? Falling, my first song that has done well, I am now going, I want to release more music, okay? But let's say I want to release this kind of song, this kind of song, but no, now I need the money because I've just spent loads of money on X, Y, and Z, right? So now I have to make the same song again, basically. And now the second song has done quite well. I have to make the second, because now I've got less money because I just spent more, but I didn't recoup as much, but it still did well. So,
it's a cycle.
It's a cycle.
Vicious cycle.
What I would say, I guess my advice to artists in this situation where like, there is a compromise, you can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. The reality of this, of music is that you have a brand. If you go to, for example, Nike, right, and you go to look at their store, they sell sporting clothes, They don't suddenly sell classy wear, suits, ties. They don't want to be a master of it. Same way, you go to Nando's, they sell chicken chips.
They're not going to sell spaghetti.
Exactly. They're not going to start selling pizzas and push the boat out. They know their audience, all right? And so the thing is that know your audience, all right? Know your audience, and I'm not saying to create everything. I'm not saying to create one thing. What I'm saying is that keep your overheads, this is from a business perspective, keep your overheads low, be consistent with your music, and over time, make sure you're getting your audience used to your 3 avatars. So you might have, for example, for me, right, I've got an avatar, and I tried out a few. I tried being the lit guy in it. I tried that a couple of times, being super lit, and like, it just wasn't, I made some like high life, which I still think is a banger, but it's not consistent. Find something that you can be consistent with, that is your core. XXXTentacion, for example, his core was like the, let's say for example,
rage music.
Rage and whatnot. Then he had the acoustic stuff. So he had the acoustic stuff and whatnot. Then he had the Juice WRLD type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Those are his 3 pillars of his artistry. That makes him his one thing. And as an artist, don't get necessarily boxed into one. A great example, Central C. Central C is someone that, like, me and him, like, bro, we were the same level. It's funny, I tweeted it the other day. Me and him had the same monthly listeners. We were going to do a little, a session and do a few. He wanted to, funnily enough, he wanted to do a song like Falling with me at that time, right?
Yeah.
He was doing melodies. He found his sound. He found Day in the Life, which was his big track. He dropped Day in the Life. It boomed off. He's thinking, cool, let me go with what works. He went with what works. But then gradually over the space of time, he's starting to be like, look, everyone knows me as the drill artist, but like, I'm gonna just make sure that you understand these 3 pillars of my artistry, which is like rap, storytelling, because he's great at explaining stuff, and also I do a bit of melodies. So I would assume that Sench is probably gonna go into a bit more of like a bit more rap, probably a bit less drilly over the next few years, and go back to the melodies a little bit. But just to conclude on that point, it's make sure that you've got lowest overheads possible, so that you can experiment, and you never know. As an artist as well, when you come into the game, and this is something that I did, when you come into the game, you're gonna be like, I'm doing this to be uncomfortable. I'm gonna break out of these like you know, my
molds and all things.
Show people that I'm just gonna do whatever I love. You find something that works, and then you just suddenly stick to it. Now you're not even being creative anymore. You're just repeating the same song over and over again.
Exactly.
Don't stop being comfortable.
Just to touch on that, I'll say this. One one lesson I learned is, just like you said, you made one song and you were like, I can do that X, Y, Z, but it didn't feel as authentic to you. Sometimes you don't enjoy making as much as you enjoy listening to a sound. So for example, I don't really listen to much music that I make. Firstly, I don't want to subconsciously take from others and then think that I'm the creator. So I don't really listen to that. So I made the same mistake. The problem that I found, and I'd say only in the last few years I've been able to hone it down to like my own kind of sound. I just used to enjoy making too many different things. And my problem is I'd see something I've never done before and be like, I could do that. I can do that.
But you got to remember that this is the thing, remember that like, you might be able to do that, but are you, like I said, I am not. So there's an artist that you guys might know, Tion Wayne, super lit, like big chain, gets girl, whatever, right? I look at a song like that and I'm like, I can make that. But remember,
it wouldn't suit,
as your brand and who you are you the best at that?
Yeah, and not only that, the thing that people don't understand is I see a lot of up and comers who you can clearly tell are from like suburban America or suburban wherever they are, and they're talking about pulling the stick. And they're talking about that they got that. I'm like, bro, no one's gonna believe you because at the end of the day, hip hop is not pop. At the end of the day, if you're gonna tell your story, you need to live it because someone's gonna test you. And we've seen it. How many times have we seen someone say X, Y, Z on a song and then they get tested in real life?
The only contrast I would say to that is that if that is your USP, that you are a contrast of like...
Brother, sorry, what is USP?
Unique selling point.
Okay, I've never heard that term.
So like, if that is your thing, where it's like, I look like this, but I rap like this, cool, that's your thing. But don't, like, you have to do what is like natural to you. As a longevity, it doesn't, it like 99% of the time, it doesn't work out. I'm not saying that you can't, but like being, I don't know, like if you are an artist that is like basically trying to be a certain persona, it's not gonna work. If you are an artist that is trying to be the most iconic version of yourself, that is
gonna work.
But by you not being the most, by you trying to fit a certain persona, by looking at an artist and going, I want to be like him, that is a lack of belief in yourself. Like the biggest artists,
that's crazy.
The biggest artists that I've seen that have been successful, are always the ones that are probably they're a little bit either a little bit quirky or they're a little bit like, you know, they don't fit the bill 100%. And at the start, when they haven't got many views and stuff, you'd probably be like, yeah, they just don't fit that persona. But they've done it for so long and they've just been so consistent that eventually people are like, oh, actually, he's like really funny. Like he's actually really funny on social media. Like I didn't think a rapper would be like, funny, but like that's now the thing that made you blow.
Like Lil Dicky or Childish Gambino or something. Like, I get what you're saying.
Literally, like even like you've got artists that like I guess like if we take for example like Heady One, in his persona in interviews, he's like people call him like an uncle, like because he's like bare funny, like the way that he just I don't know, it's just his reactions, but like that is what has helped his whole persona, everything, because it's like, oh, we actually buy into him. So if you have to like own it yourself, like you have to own yourself. And for me, honestly, like one of my biggest, and I still working on this to this very day, is I tried to like fake my own confidence. Like I was confident as a kid. I felt I was anyway. And then as I grew up, I was like, no, I'm so unconfident that I'm gonna fake my confidence. Well, what I mean by that is like do everything a confident person would do. So I've got that, but even to this day, I notice a lot of traits in myself that I'm like, fucking hell, like if only I really backed myself, I would have made better decisions back then. So even down to picking certain releases or whatever, I was too concerned about like, again, the views or something. I've released some songs, that are bang, like they are amazing tracks. They didn't do as well, anywhere near as well as other songs. But I then, because I wasn't confident enough, I saw the numbers, I didn't see the feedback that I wanted, and I've gone, you know what, I need to listen to the people. Maybe I'm wrong and that wasn't so good, so I'm gonna change my style and do this. When really, if I would have backed myself and ignored the comments, I could have had a bit more of a consistent build on a certain sound that would have long term been successful. Do you know what I mean?
This is just, we probably got to wrap up soon.
I always say, Justin, that like that most of the time, like what I hear, and I had this conversation many times with him, it's a marketing, nothing else. Because if the song blow the fuck up, it's a marketing. And if song doesn't go well, it's most of the time marketing. You know, it's like, it's really, do you market your song properly?
Definitely.
What I would say though with it, is again, the same way, and I know this is a bit of a hard thing to say, but like, if that's your thing, that is your thing, but like, pick your thing and run with it. Like, don't go, I'm gonna do a bunch of videos that are crap, like let's say VHS style, and then start doing that. You have to and this is with content in general, find something that you can do that is, you genuinely believe fits your brand and your vibe, and do something that is consistent.
But I have a question for this. So let's say for example, you were doing album, right? And you made drill album and it went great. But you come and you're like, I don't feel it anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do now, let's say, boom bap or lo-fi or anything else, right? How do you transition from doing, let's say, for example, drill to, let's say, doing old school hip hop?
As in, have you already released?
Yes, and it has success.
You already have success. What would you advise on that?
I think my opinion is that as an artist, you're gonna have the problem of what you like and what people like. Sometimes there is gonna be a disconnect, and ultimately, whether it's drill or hip hop, if it has to just fit your brand. You can't be like in music, you can't be a jack of all trades. The person who's the best at it is Drake.
Yeah.
And not everyone can be Drake. That is Drake's thing.
And not only that, he's still getting shit for it.
Yeah,
I mean, what matters to him is legacy.
Yeah,
and people are saying by him doing what he wants right now, he's tarnishing it. But I think one thing, but you know what? But you know what's crazy?
Everything like
People said that when Views came out, they said it's overrated. I love Views.
Yeah. No,
I love Views. In fact, my favorite Drake album is Nothing Was the Same.
Nothing Was the Same.
And they think Take Care. I'm like, no. In my opinion, Nothing Was the Same is and it's crazy. I used to be more of a Take Care person, but I remember more of Nothing Was the Same, and it created a moment in my life.
Was the first beat that I wrote. Like, oh, that's where I started writing. Like at uni, it was crazy. But yeah, it's like Drake is just a go at it, but not everyone can be Drake.
Yeah.
But then you've got artists that are like, let's say like Larry June or like people like that are like more like, I guess, a certain vibe. Like you got Playboy Carti, which is a vibe. Like he can't, Playboy Carti can't suddenly come out with a drill album. It
wouldn't work.
Like I think Tory Lanez made a great transition from
100%. But again though,
he's picked his three avatars.
He's picked his three avatars, and not only that though, certain artists just can, and you have to. Honestly, you have to take a real hard look at yourself as an artist and be like, I want it to be everything. I want it to be like the Drake, bro. Pick your three avatars and understand what you're great. Don't be good, yeah. You can go studio. I can go and make a greasy drill tune that I think is hard, bro. But are you great? Like, what are you great at?
Yeah.
And if you think you're great at making all these songs, then you're lying to yourself, because you can't be great at everything. You actually can't, because everyone's making music.
Yeah.
Everyone's making good music nowadays.
It's true.
What are you great? Like X's songs, bro. X with the guitar, he is great. Like it's great. And
it is
that
great.
is the difference between music nowadays. I think that's a lot of
especially
people,
with how much music gets uploaded a day.
Oh yeah, 250,000 songs on Spotify every day.
Crazy.
Every day. So yeah, that's just to summarize on that point of like, if you're an artist and you go studio and you make Afro beats, hip hop and all this, you need to honestly, don't listen to all of your friends about like, oh bro, that's on the radio though, that one could blow up.
You don't know
the whole blowing up thing, and just go, what here is great music. And over time, the more you hit studio, if you've only got like 3 songs, then you have not stepped your foot in the game at all. You need to make a bunch of tracks and go, what is like the overarching vibe here? They don't need to all sound the same, but like pick 3 avatars and go, you know what? For me, mine is lo-fi stoner music. The second one is deep introspective rap, and the third one is like alt rap, kind of like lo-fi drill. Those are my 3. Right? And you have to just know the area that you are great in and be able to do that consistently.
Work on your strengths, not your weaknesses.
Working on your strengths, not your weaknesses, I used to always try. I'm a problem solver. I fix problems. Try and fix my life. Fix this. That's not the way to be successful. It's to capitalize on what you are doing well, and the second you find that thing, run with it. That's what I'd say.
All right. Well, I think that is like, you offered so much more than I thought.
Crazy,
bro, you have and the thing I love is like, I feel like I could listen to you talk for hours.
Thank you, bro.
But anyways, brother, thank you so much for coming on. It's good to finally link in person. And you know what? And that's the second episode of Beat Talk. BeatSplit.com. You've heard it here first. This platform is gonna change lives, because you don't have to, sacrifice so much of what you got going on financially just to make music. So I'm glad that, we could have someone, such a pioneer in the game, tell his story, and we'd love to have you back on again, man. Thank you so much.
Bro, definitely. No, thank you.
Thank you. Of course.
Lots of love, guys.